tanulási és a munka az a két
You can see from the slide that the deaf community in Japan has been diminishing, so it is very important, we feel, to empower the deaf community through education. And I'm hoping if I press this button, something will happen. Yes, it does. In my presentation, I will work through this content that you see on the slide before you. I'll talk briefly about the history of education for deaf people in Japan. In the past, in the Edo period, the time of the samurai sword fighters, perhaps you're familiar with them, which is a time that has now passed. But at that time, boy children had to attend school, however girls did not. Rural workers, farmers, poorer children were not sent to school for education. Education was reserved for the samurai classes, and amongst the samurai classes only boys would go to school. They would attend a temple school. The temple school looked as you might imagine. It was lit by candles, scented with incense, populated with gold statues of Buddha, and the children would come to lessons at the sound of the gong. They were taught by Buddhist monks, they learned to draw, they learned calligraphy, they learned mathematics, and amongst the pupils we know that there were deaf children. But we were not sure that that was a stable deaf community in school at that time. We do know that there are some records of the presence of sign language sporadically in those schools from time to time. And the children tended to use their own home signs. For a sign language to thrive, as you know, it needs daily interaction. And the first school for the deaf was established in Kyoto. And that's really where we see the beginning of the deaf community in Japan.
Tips for you all is, of course, you can't be rude and having a big mouth on social media, if you will, but you can definitely use social media to express your wishes, express your frustrations. You just have to do it, of course, in a political way. And please remember that social media is your friend.
Oh yes, I have actually now become extremely inspired by your presentations here. I think we want to do a very short summary here. We can see that we have a lot of people here in the room. So maybe we can ask you, what can we do to support our
a világ legkülönfélébb szervezeteinek eseményei, de még sohasem ért az a megtiszteltetés, hogy beszédet mondhassak a Siketek Világszövetsége által rendezett konferencián. Most ennek is eljött az ideje. Gratulálok a frakcióvezetőknek, megpróbálok kijelelni,